What's going on, people, and welcome to Mad About Football. I hope everyone's doing well, keeping safe, especially in these uncertain times. We'd like to send our condolences to Pape Bouba Diop. He passed away, I think, yesterday with an illness at the age of 42. 2020 has been this turbulent year. It's been unreal. It's been unreal. So sending my respects and condolences to the Senegalese fans and his friends and family.
Wasn't he a former Newcastle player? No,
Portsmouth.
Did he play for
Portsmouth?
Portsmouth?
He played for Portsmouth.
Yeah, he played for Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Portsmouth. Beautiful. Yeah.
All
He was a
right.
Harry special boy.
We have a very special guest on today, as you guys can see. Darren, want to introduce yourself?
Yes, how are you guys? My name is Darren. I'm a Liverpool supporter from the Central Coast in Australia.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
It's okay.
I have the proper red jersey on.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you'd have your jersey on, so I thought I'll wear the Dortmund jersey.
They were all mixed. Exactly.
Yeah, so we wouldn't know who was who.
I was going to wear my zebra kit, but it's in the wash.
Yeah, that's exactly
I'm
right.
going to wear the zebra one. That's all good. All right, we're going to recap match day 10. All the games. And
Give me one moment. Actually, we'll start. Don't worry. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. First game was Crystal Palace versus Newcastle.
Yeah. Churches. Zaha still out for Crystal Palace with coronavirus, and you can tell.
Because they lost 2-0.
No, but it's not that. It's that the lineup, they played a 4-4-2 lineup, right? And they didn't show anything special. You know what I mean? They didn't show anything special. They didn't show any promise attack and whatnot. And Newcastle did well. The stats went well. You know, it was an evenish game, but yeah, it was just Newcastle took their chances when Crystal Palace didn't.
That's true. Well, especially with Zaha out, he is their main attacking.
Yeah, they don't have that real attacking threat. Yeah.
He's the only attacking threat, in my opinion. Batshuayi is not good enough. Ayew is not good enough. I mean, as you can see in the lineup, there's Ayew. Townsend played crap. Schlupp through the middle. It's a bad decision. He's usually a left back.
Who?
Schlupp, Jeffrey Schlupp.
Yeah.
Is a left back or a left mid at best. They put him in the middle. So Joel Linton and Callum Wilson had fantastic games. That's Wilson's 7th goal of the season now.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
So we predicted a 2-1 win for Newcastle for that game.
Yes.
We were close.
We were close, and it ended up 2-0.
2-0. Yeah. So, yeah. What did you think of the game? I forgot your name.
His name is Darren.
It's all good. I'm sure we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go along. Look, I'm not surprised. Crystal Palace are a team without Zaha is basically, it doesn't work for them. They rely on Zaha to provide the goals, the opportunities. Newcastle aren't a bad side. Steve Bruce got some money last season and bought a few players, which was strange for Newcastle. They're having a bit of an up and down season. They seem to be all right sometimes, and they get some victories, and then they just get panned.
Yeah.
But Jolinton is a good striker. Newcastle will worship anyone who scores goals.
Exactly.
And Jolinton should, if he comes good, and Callum Wilson, they'll go well there. I'm happy for Newcastle. Everyone likes Newcastle because they have great supporters, and then they have a terrible owner who does his best to destroy the club and the history that they have there. But No, I thought that Newcastle were good for their 3 points. I have to admit, I think Crystal Palace are toothless without Saha,
Exactly.
and they definitely played that way. Without him, they just don't have enough of imagination to get anything out of the games.
I agree.
So I
Yeah.
thought Newcastle were worth their 3 points, 100%.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and speaking of that, their owner, they were going to go through that massive takeover,
Yes.
right? And then they were gonna sign all these players. I'm pretty sure Coutinho was leaked and all these players, but then it fell through. So I was like,
Yeah.
it looked promising for them, but then the
I
carpet got
think-
smashed under the rug.
I think the Premier League wouldn't allow it because of
How much money he had?
of the guy's record of human rights issues and whatever. And yeah. Back to the game briefly. I was gonna mention that watching this game, Joel Linton and Callum Wilson reminded me of it was like a Son and Kane 1-2 punch
Oh yeah.
in this game. It was either Callum Wilson dropping deep and feeding the ball to Joel Linton, or Joel Linton will do the same. It was good to see. It was very, very good chemistry between these two attackers in this game anyway.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right, move on to the next one.
Our boys, Liverpool versus Brighton.
Oh God.
So this one was an interesting game.
Interesting to say the least.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Is one way of putting it.
All right, I'll let you do all the talking, and then I'll add my 2 cents at the end.
Do you wanna take this, Darren?
Yeah. Look, we went to Brighton. I did a review of this game. We didn't play very well, I didn't think. I thought Brighton were okay for their point, if I'm being truthful. Our defense was shaky. We just didn't get going, I don't think, in the Brighton game. We just didn't get going. What did you think?
Yeah, I felt a couple of players. Nico Williams was too error prone. He couldn't cope with the pressure of.
No.
Yeah. He gave away the penalty in the first half, early in the first half. Luckily for Mopai missing or getting injured, I don't know what happened there.
Shocking, yeah, it was a shocking finish because he sent Allison the wrong way as well.
Yeah,
right.
We were. I felt like we were extremely lucky there. We could have easily lost 2-1 in this match.
Yeah, I thought that too. We didn't. And Minamino isn't a midfielder.
I don't.
He played on the right wing.
No, he didn't. He played in the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like more of a he's meant to be a Henderson replacement because Henderson wasn't totally fit. But Henderson had to come in the second half, and in this game, it just shows how important Henderson is to this Liverpool team.
Yes, he makes us tick.
He does. When he came on in the second half, you could clearly see that he was driving the team forward. The team suddenly found a sense of direction with him in the team.
Without a doubt, Henderson coming on made a huge difference because Minamino was ineffective for the whole game. So we're playing with 2 midfielders really, and Milner didn't have a very good game in midfield either. If I'm being honest, it was probably James. I think he played 3 times in 8 days, and it showed. He was leggy. He couldn't get. I think the whole midfield got swamped. Brighton were at the first half. Brighton were all over us. It was embarrassing. I did two opportunities. The first one came from Connolly, I think, the Irish kid. He ran on one-on-one with Allison and just missed. And I think they had an opportunity from memory, like pretty much straight after that. So, first 25 minutes, we didn't even get into their half. It was that poor. We couldn't even get a foot in the ball.
That's true. I felt like Klopp made a poor decision in the lineup that he chose with this one.
Yes.
I felt like Milner plays best as that right back instead of Nico Williams. He would have done a lot better job than Nico Williams. I felt Williams was a bit unprepared, and I felt like he's been given the instructions to play like Trent. You know, and he isn't at that quality yet, I'm afraid. I've got some pictures here of the game. This was Jota's shot.
I like Jota's shot. Jota's shot was a
He's
very
so
nice
good.
shot. Yeah, he's a
he-
very good
he is
acquisition
so good.
for you guys.
He's
In
so
my
good.
Yeah, he is.
Very
He's-
good
he's-
acquisition.
He's been the signing of the transfer window for me.
Everyone was going to say it was Thiago, but yeah, no.
No. For me, he's been Liverpool's hero.
Exactly.
He's been getting the goals for us so far.
What's that? Yeah. What's it called again?
Yeah, there he is.
when-
Proud. That's not.
Yeah. When you signed him, I thought, okay, like he didn't have that bad of a season at Wolves, but to go to Liverpool, I was like, oh, okay. But like he's impressed. Like even me, like seeing the way he's played and whatnot, like he gives it his all and whatnot. And I thought this game really showed how bad you've been hit with injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I agree,
you
100%.
started off slow. You lacked that midfield, right? You just had like when you attacked, you still looked dangerous, but it wasn't a normal Liverpool attack, right? It was. I thought when Salah came off, when Mane came off, you had more of that finishing feeling. If you know what I mean, like he scored, but it got ruled off offside because he ran off too early.
Yeah.
What's it called again? Yeah, exactly what Bass said. When Henderson came on, it was more that leadership in the midfield to just like grip it up because it was very sloppy at points. Nico Williams just got battered in the air, in the ground. What did you think about the second penalty? That's what I wanted to ask. Did you think the Robertson challenge on Welbeck was a penalty?
No, it wasn't. It was. He swung his boot and he didn't see him come in on his blind side and got his foot in front. To be fair, Welbeck did put his foot to it.
Yeah.
He just kicked his boot because his boot was there. I don't think it was any intent. But the laws and the rules in the game now are so confusing.
There's different rules every week. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was a penalty, okay, so it was given a penalty.
Yes.
But if you watched the Wolves game versus Arsenal, Adama Traore gets his foot stamped by Gabriel in the box, and Adama Traore sort of dives, but that wasn't given. And I felt like that was more of a penalty than this was. I mean, this was a 50-50. They were both going for the ball, and he just kicked his leg. He kicked his boot.
Yeah.
I think it was very, very soft, in my opinion. It was very, very soft.
It was a soft penalty.
Yeah, but that's the way it is. That's the way it goes.
But we didn't. To be fair, yes, it was a soft penalty, and they missed a penalty in the first half. Nico Williams brought down, I think it was Aaron Connolly, and he gave away the penalty, and I think it was Maupay missed it. And they had a couple of other opportunities. They were worth a point, Brighton, I have to admit.
Yeah.
We didn't play well enough to get 3 points. We certainly didn't play well enough. And, I thought, a point wasn't a bad result there. Especially with the injuries we had. The team didn't play well. We got a point.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. They clearly had more chances than us. And I felt like we were very lucky to escape with a point at Brighton.
I thought so too, and unlucky for Milner to get injured as well. So like, it's like 1 step forward, 2 step backs for you guys. You get what I mean? Like, yeah, you got people coming back from injuries, but now you just got to add another person. So it was very unlucky.
That's true.
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on to the next one.
Manchester City versus Burnley.
Oh, God.
I got my prediction correct. I
Yeah,
said
which
5-0. I
which
said
is
5-0.
crazy. Yeah, which is crazy. Mahrez with a hat trick. Mahrez with a hat trick, which I thought he done very well. Like the goals that they all scored were normal City team attacking plays.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought Burnley did the best they could, being Burnley against Manchester City in the form that Burnley are in. But City were starting to look like they were their old selves in this game. The lineup they put out was all right. No Sterling, no Aguero, but it was they did all right. No Edison either. So
No, Edison played. Edison played.
is he? Did he?
The,
Oh
if
no,
you
never mind. Yeah,
have a
sorry,
look.
never
I'll
mind.
put the lineup
Yeah,
here. Yeah,
no,
Edison was
Yeah,
there.
he played.
my one just said E in his last name. Well, good. Yeah, no, but I thought City just dominated like it was expected. You get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they just pumped attack, and they just done very well.
Well, again, let's not get too hyped up about City because it's only Burnley. But
Yeah, exactly.
I was expecting this sort of result, especially when they lost 2-0 against Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yes.
You would have had to expect Pep just blasting his team, and
Yeah.
this is the result from a huge loss last week. They have shown signs of their old selves, but it's still too early. It's still not good enough.
With 2 assists.
Especially against Burnley.
Yeah, no, if City didn't perform like this, we'd be criticising City.
Yeah,
especially after the loss against Spurs.
Literally, you're right, 100%. So yeah, good game for Mahrez with a hat trick, 2 assists from Kevin De Bruyne. What a player he is! I mean, fine player. I would love to have him in Liverpool one day.
I don't know. Anyone would love to have him. No, anyone would love to have him. Yeah, what do you think of the game, Darren? I don't know if you watched it. You've seen highlights.
No, I watched the City game till it got to about 3-0, and then I was watching other. I was flicking between the game and other games. But look, City. You'd expect City to come back after what happened at Spurs, and they came back with 5. Mahrez has been a bit of a. He hasn't been the player he was at Leicester City, so I'm pretty happy. Exactly. I'm pretty happy for him to get a hat trick. They obviously have no Kun Aguero. He's either injured or he's in mourning from Maradona.
Yeah,
because he's married to Maradona's youngest girl.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
They have a kid together. So his son is Maradona's grandfather, or his grandfather.
Yeah. So apparently, Aguero's kid already has a contract with Barcelona.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, your kid, your uncle is your godfather is Messi, your grandfather's Maradona, and your dad is Kun Aguero.
No pressure. I've seen that. Yes, no, no, yes. That one.
No pressure then.
Yeah,
no, not at all.
I don't think he's going to sign for Stoke City. He has to sign for something.
Yeah. All right. You want to move on to the next game?
We'll move on to the next one.
Which is Everton versus Leeds.
Everton. This game should have been more than 1-0.
It should have, yes. With the teams that were playing, yes.
Sorry. You said a Leeds win. You said 3-2 to Leeds, which we predicted a high-scoring game, and I said 2-2.
Yeah, which if you look at their previous games and the form both teams are on, you would have expected a high end-to-end game with hopefully a lot of goals, right? And coming off Everton 3-2 to Fulham, winning 3-2, and then who did Leeds play last week? If I can find it. Leeds, Arsenal, but the game against Arsenal, they were very attacking, right? Leeds have done very well. Leeds done very well in that game. I'm pretty sure they dominated the whole game, which they did. 23 shots, 6 on target. I said it last week that if Everton play the same lineup they did against Fulham, Leeds would attack more and they'd punish them more, right? You have Ancelotti benched Yari Mina again, which I don't understand, over Michael Keane as their centre back, their main centre back, which is real confusing to me because last season Yari Mina was leading in defensive records, like most of them, and he was doing very well. It's just, I don't think Davis is a proper right winger. Is it right or left? Whatever. But yeah, I think Leeds played a weird formation for me, 4-4-1-1.
They've been playing the formation since the start.
But I don't know. It's a weird formation. I don't think people they get like.
You're saying it's unpredictable and no one.
Yeah, basically because you have the two wingers that will just loop around and attack because of no space in that midfield. But I thought Leeds done well again.
You said the way Leeds play is similar to Liverpool, where they overload the wings, and you have Calvin Phillips, who's a Henderson type, who just sprays long balls to those wings, left, right, center. He's been so immense, so critical for them with his passing. Yeah, I felt like this game didn't disappoint. It was very, very attacking from both sides. Everton could have won this game as well. They were very, very unlucky. They had a couple of chances overruled by VAR. And again, VAR is the talk of the week, as always. I'm sick of it.
There's still more as well, yeah. I don't know. What did you watch the game, Darren? What did you say?
I watched the highlights of this one. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big Everton supporter, but I did watch. Look, I like Ancelotti as a coach. I think he's a fantastic manager. I think he's won everything in the game, and I do think he will bring some level of success to Everton if they give him the money, which they have now, which they never had before. They were always Liverpool Football Club's poor neighbour when it came to transfers and fees and wages.
Yeah,
that's changed now, and I think they're getting a new stadium down at the Liverpool docks, and I think they'll fill it as well. There's plenty of supporters, but look, I think the Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, and I think they play with Rodriguez up front. They play a 3-4-3, which I think. They miss Coleman as their captain at right back. They haven't actually picked up a point since they got a point off us. So they've lost their last 4 on the bounce. And if that was at Liverpool or Manchester United, that'd be a crisis. So,
they call Ole's head. Everyone would be calling for Ole's head.
They would be calling for Jurgen Klopp's head as well if there was 4 defeats on the spin. But one thing I will say, Leeds, as great as it all is, Leeds coming back into the Premier League. I remember the O'Leary years when they used to go to the Champions League semi-finals. They had a lot of Irish players playing for Leeds back then, but I thought Leeds, Everton should be able to beat Leeds. Leeds are just promoted. If they have aspirations of getting in, they were being touted as a top 4 side. I didn't think
but that only lasted 4 games. Lasted 4 games that they were going to go top.
I even made the prediction where they'll make top 4. I said they'll make top 4 because of the style of play they were playing in the beginning of the season. It looked very positive, very, very attractive football. And I thought if they kept it up for the rest of the season, they'll make
I told you they were inconsistent.
Yeah. Richarlison is a very inconsistent striker. He can be a great player on his day, but he misses more than he hits.
That's true,
And look, Rodriguez he had the same problems at Real Madrid. He plays well for 2 or 3 games, carries the side, and then he disappears for a while. And he is their outlet. If he plays well, Everton will win. If he doesn't play well, or they can't get the ball to him, they've got nobody else that can carry it. But they did pick up a good midfielder, though. I can't remember his name. He plays centre midfield for them. I quite like him. He's only new. but he looks a tidy player.
Alan.
Yeah, Alan, that's him.
Yeah.
He looks a player. He really does.
He does. I have to agree with you there. I remember seeing the Everton's first game. I forgot. I think it was against Tottenham where they won 1-0, and Richarlison missed so many sitters. I mean, James Rodriguez was giving him balls on a golden plate, and he couldn't finish.
Yeah.
And that's been the story of him so far this season. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been a revelation. I think he's learnt a thing or two from Duncan Ferguson, especially with the technique with his heading.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, when Rodriguez is on his day, I mean, this team is unbeatable.
They're a match. Look, they can give anyone a game, but I don't think they'll have the consistency to. I think Everton will finish in the top 10.
Yeah,
I think they might even scrape Europa League. But talk of them being in the top 4 was always, in my opinion,
it was rubbish.
It was rubbish. It was.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to the next one, which is West Brom Sheffield United.
West Brom and Sheffield United. Oh no, this game.
Bro, Sheffield United, we keep saying it every week. Their fairy tale season's coming down, and they're coming down hard. 9 losses, 1 draw, 4 goals, 16 against, right? So you look at that, and that's a terrible record, right?
I want to show you the stats.
Right, and the thing was, Sheffield dominated this game. They really did. It wasn't that they laid down and they rolled over. It's that they showed the Sheffield of last season. Like, they showed glimpses of them, right? They had good shots, few on target, but they couldn't finish.
This game should have easily been 3-1 to Sheffield United. Mm-hmm. Easily. I mean, there were so many. I mean, how could Baldock misses from 6 yards out? Who else missed? Brewster missed from 2 yards out.
Did Brewster play? Brewster came off.
He came on in the second half. I mean, they're just having a really unlucky time, or they're not focusing much on their attack and training. I don't know what's happening with Sheffield United, but it seems to me that last season, if you look at the games of last season when they had Dean Henderson in goal, Dean Henderson was very, 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 very important to them in the way they played from the back.
Yeah.
He was a good distributor of the ball.
Like Allison, like very creative with his passes and whatnot. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And with Ramsdale, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He came from Bournemouth, who got relegated anyway. So
yeah. But again, if like we've been saying, if Sheffield don't start to pick up even 1 point at the moment, right? Even one point at the moment, they're going to start falling, and they're going to start falling behind really badly. Because if you look at it, they're already 4 points behind Burnley, who are above them, and they're 6 points above Fulham, who are just out of relegation, right? Yeah. So this is only 10 games in, and I've just seen it now. Burnley have a game in hand.
As well.
So if Sheffield don't start picking up points, they're just going to keep struggling. And then after a point, the players just, like, I don't want to say give up, but they just drop their heads going into every game. You know what I mean?
They'll lose morale going into every game.
Exactly. And then eventually the manager will get sacked because they won't back him the full season.
Yeah, but then again, you never know. It's Sheffield United, then Chris Wilder is a Sheffield hero in a way. So I don't think they'll sack their own. I think they'll be loyal to him to the end.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah.
Do you have any comments to make, Darren, or do you want to move on with this?
Yeah, no, I've nothing to say. Like West Brom and Sheffield, I didn't watch the game. I didn't even watch the highlights. They're not two teams that I quite like watching, if I'm being truthful. I do agree, Sheffield United do need to pick up points. I'm going to be honest. I expect Sheffield United, West Brom, and Fulham probably to go down this year.
Yeah.
I don't. I think. I, I, like I don't rate Burnley, but I think they have enough. They've been in the league long enough to get out of the bottom three.
They're showing glimpses.
Yeah, they've shown a bit of a bit of bite, but they've been piss poor as well. I
just think they've got a better manager to get out of the bottom three.
I like their manager.
Yeah. Sean Dyche should be good enough to get out of relegation. It just annoyed me so much this game where Sheffield United had so many chances to score, and unlucky that they just didn't. But all credit to West Brom, they took their chances. And ended up getting the winner. Conor Gallagher, what a game for him. That's his first goal. There he is, young lad. And we'll move on. Actually, I want to say our predictions. We both predicted a Sheffield United win. We thought this was the game. They're going to turn it around and get going, but it wasn't to be. You said 2-0 to Sheffield. I said 1-0 to Sheffield United. But it ended up being West Brom 1, Sheffield United 0.
Yeah. Fortunate, very unfortunate.
Okay.
All right. Move on to the next one.
Southampton versus Manchester United.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we'll let you go first.
yeah.
See, I'm not like we won, right? So we won, but I don't know what it is with the United Southampton game, but we always love going 2-0 down to Southampton away, right? We done it years back when Van Persie first joined the club. We went 2-0 down. He missed the penalty, but he got a hat-trick. We scored an injury Fergie time winner, and this game we scored a winner in the extra time, right? I thought when like the first 25 minutes or whatnot, we came out firing. I thought the lineup we played, about time, Van der Beek started a Premier League game. You know what I mean? I've been calling for it for so long, and it showed why we should start him. You get what I mean? With us missing Pogba and McTominay, I got his stats up. So against Southampton, he had 100% dribble success, 82% pass accuracy, 10 balls received, 4 tackles won, 2 fouls won, and 1 block. Right? I thought Van der Beek had a good game. Bruno Fernandes, honestly, I don't know what else to say about him. He's been a knight in shining armor, right? I thought it was a smart idea of Ole to drop Martial. I thought it was very good to give Mason Greenwood. I thought Greenwood had a good game. He missed a few chances, but I thought he done well. Their first goal came against the run of play, in my opinion. I think we were all attacking, and then from a corner piece. And then James Ward-Prowse, honestly, he could be one of the best free kick takers in the league at the moment, right? With the way he puts them away and whatnot, he's just too good.
I'd say he's the best free kick taker
He's just too good, and De Gea got injured from that one as well.
Yeah,
trying to save it. His knee clipped the crossbar, the post. Right, so Dean Henderson got a debut, so good for him. I thought when we brought on Cavani, it changed the game. It changed the game clearly. Yeah, I thought that Cavani done very well attacking and providing that space. And then the 2-headed goals that he did, he killed it. He might have a 3-day 3-match ban now, but now we'll see. We'll find out soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said
He-
some. I don't know.
He said the same thing Suarez said to Evra.
Yeah, but I think there's a bit of intentions weren't the
Well,
same.
it was his friend that said it, but like he just replied to the Instagram story, but he posted it.
Yeah.
So right, Troy Deeney was calling for more than a 3-day game ban, right? But like Troy Deeney's in championship, man. Shut up, right? like Troy Deeney just likes to talk. He talks so much. He talks about Arsenal. He talks about everyone, right? But I think that his intent wasn't to be racist or anything. It was his friend was hyping him up because he had a really good game. You know, when he came on, it showed that he changed it. He scored 2 good goals, and I don't think he deserves a ban. Like he came out and apologized, but like I don't think it deserves a 3-game ban.
Do you think that Ole might wake up and actually start this world-class player?
Who, Van de Beek or Cavani?
Cavani.
Well, Cavani started against Istanbul last week in the Champions League, right?
No, that's not a game.
In Prem, yeah, no, I know, but so we play PSG tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
we play PSG tomorrow morning, and I feel Cavani would want to start against his former team, and the way he left the club, I think he'll have he'll be sour about it. So I think he'll want to start. I think he'll want to score goals. But hopefully he does start him. I think the lineup we did put out was really good. The 4-3-1-2.
Yeah,
was
the Diamond.
really good lineup.
Always been favouring the Diamond since the PSG.
Even if he plays this lineup, but then he puts Cavani instead of Greenwood, that's still a very good lineup, right? So I don't know. What are your opinions?
Darren, anything?
I'll go first, I suppose. I did watch this game. I watched it in full. I thought United were lucky, if I'm going to be truthful, and that's not being bitter. I thought Southampton were cruising at 2-0 and Cavani came on and changed the game. A player that Ollie didn't even want. He wanted Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund.
This player.
Yeah. He wanted Sancho and he ended up with Cavani. And I don't think there was too many United fans that were too excited about getting a 34-year-old.
He was a panic buy. He was a panic
buy.
100%.
Yeah, they didn't want to spend. They didn't want to spend the money.
Well, we got it on free as well, so it was. I don't think if we had the option to buy him, we wouldn't have bought him if it wasn't on a free.
No, I think there was a budget there, and they weren't prepared to go over it, to get in the players that Ollie wanted. Which shows me they don't trust Ollie. They've never, but they didn't do it with Mourinho.
Yeah,
they didn't buy who he wanted, and it turned toxic. They didn't buy who Van Gaal wanted, and it turned toxic. And I'm expecting it to turn toxic with Ollie, if I'm being truthful. I don't think he's the manager for Manchester United. I don't think he's good enough.
Yeah, but who you going to replace him with at the moment, though? Who would you replace him with?
Oh, look. I get in Pochettino, or I go after Allegri, or if they're Manchester United, the biggest club in England, they'll get someone.
They'll get someone. Yeah.
There's managers out there. Like if you really put it up to I think the RP Leipzig manager would be a good outside bet for United. But Pochettino's waiting for the job. He's just waiting for all that. I don't think the owners are going to sack him. I think Ollie, if he gets them into top 4, will be safe for another season. It's good for the rest of us because we're not United fans. But I don't think Ollie survives the season, if I'm being truthful. I think United will get someone else.
Well, he's got 2 more years, so this season and next season in his contract, but he's rejected contract talks to focus on the season. So that's a sign as that he's uncertain as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, if I asked you a question, what
Yeah.
happens if you lost 2-0 to Southampton? Where would Ollie be today?
I've said it to Bass in the past couple of weeks that ever since we lost to Istanbul, and then who did we lose to? We lost to someone, I can't remember, right? And then they started talking, they started saying that, you know, if Ole loses to Everton, that, you know, he's going to, the pressure will be on, he will be sacked in the coming game.
It was when you lost to Arsenal 1-0.
Oh yeah, we lost to Arsenal and then we lost to Istanbul, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to Goodison Park and we were playing a in somewhat form Everton, and they were like, if United lose to Everton, Ole's job will be on the line. They'll start looking for replacements during the week. Everyone was like, yep, you know, United have contacted Pochettino, whatnot, right? And I told Bass that once the rumors start, that's it. Like, it'll always be there, so that if we lost to Southampton and we did shocking, that's it. The train will start like faster and faster. That his job will like slowly start to creep up, and he'll start to lose it. But I think he's been lucky because we've been in somewhat of good form, that we've pulled performances that the players have showed that they back him a bit. You get what I mean? But if we
They're playing for him. They're playing for him.
Yeah, they're playing for him. So it shows that he's still wanted. He still has the backing of the dressing room. But if we did lose to Southampton, it would have restarted talks of, yep, cool. You know, Ole's job's on the line. Especially if we had lost to Southampton and then we play PSG at Old Trafford and we lose to PSG, then it's full momentum. Ole's going to lose his job, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I think because we won, the way we came back from 2-0 down, it shows the board that the players still back him, which is a good sign, which is good for Ole and good for United fans to see.
Look, I think there's been a few criticisms, probably a bit unfairly, of Ole.
Yeah.
You know, I've listened to a few United fans talking about not having a pattern of play, not having a recognised goal scorer. United have always had a recognised goal scorer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you think going back, they've always had Van Nistelrooy, Rooney,
Ronaldo,
Andy Cole, Dwight York. You can go back, even Ronaldo. Like they've always had someone, and Mason Greenwood's a kid. He's
you can't rely on a 19-year-old.
You can't rely on someone who's the same age as Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
And Marcus Rashford is a fantastic human being and a great.
But you can't rely on him as a goal scorer. He's not a striker. He's not a striker.
He's a winger, and he holds the ball up well, and he scores some really good goals. But
he does. But you can't rely on him to score in, week out.
So Cavani, I don't know what Van der Beek did to Ollie before he signed, but he's a great player. Van der Beek is a great player.
Very, very good player.
You know, he came through the academy at Ajax. He's a Manchester United player. I think if McTominay wasn't from Manchester, he wouldn't play anywhere near that side. He is not good enough for Manchester United. Fred, I'm not a huge Fred.
I'm
not a huge Fred fan.
He's like Rodriguez. He'll pull in a good shift, but he'll put in one good shift, but then he'll put in 3 bad performances, and then he'll do a good, and then people will get on his back, but then he'll do a good shift, and then everyone will lay off him for a bit. I think I always tell this to Bass. I say that Ole's criticism, he gets criticised more than other managers should, right? I feel if Arteta was the manager of United and Ole was the manager of Arsenal, it'd be the complete other way. You get what I mean? But it's because we're United. We're always, everyone grew up with United being top dogs, same as Liverpool. Like we're always top. We're always fighting for a title. And then, you see the dramatic drop in form, and then no manager's good enough because we have that high expectation of titles, winning, performances, and when we don't get that, we don't back anyone and we just attack the manager straight away. So
Yeah,
so I think I agree with you that some of the criticism is unjust.
but also
Most,
you got to
most definitely.
also when you said if you put Arteta into Ole's shoes, I don't agree because it's Arteta's full season, and Arteta's never been a manager of any club. It's his first season in you know in a managerial position. Ole's been a manager first off in Cardiff, where he got them relegated in 2012. Then he went to Norway. He managed Molde FC, I think, for like a few years. And then he came to Manchester United as a caretaker.
Yeah, as a caretaker. And he done well as a caretaker.
He did. And the only reason why they kept him on is because
they had no replacement. There was no other.
It's not that. It's not that. There was plenty of replacements, but they kept him on because he started getting results.
Mm-hmm.
January came, you guys signed for Fernandez, and you went on that 14-match, whatever it was, winning streak, and that saved his ass. Literally saved.
Dude.
So you can't really compare the managers between Arteta or Ole because they're in totally different positions.
Yeah, but I get you. All right, we'll move on. We're dragging this United one. We always our games. We always drag our games too long. Right, we'll move on to the next one, which was our match day of the week, which was Chelsea-Tottenham, which, in my opinion, disappointed badly.
Yeah, it was sort of expected, to be honest. You definitely expected Mourinho to play defensive in this game. He wasn't going to be positive about it. Props to Chelsea for trying to give it a go, but again, not good enough. I'm seeing a pattern here with Lampard where he's not giving it, a full brave go against the big teams.
You think he's scared to play an attacking team against an attacking squad against a top 6 team?
Yeah, he holds back too much against a top team. He did it against United. He did it against Sevilla. 0-0 draws. And he tried to do it against Liverpool too. He tried to contain Liverpool throughout the first half, and he failed. People are being hyped about Chelsea trying to be title contenders. I don't see them as title contenders yet.
Who, Chelsea or Spurs?
Chelsea, because of the fact that they don't play expansive football against the top teams. They don't take risks, and you need to take risks to win big.
Yep. What do you think, Darren?
Look, I think this is a Mourinho masterclass. He wanted to go pick up his point. He didn't want to lose the game. It's a North London derby for both sides. I've been to North London for North London derbies, and they don't want to lose these games.
Oh, of course not.
And Mourinho knows that. So I thought he set them up to stifle Chelsea, and I think that's what he did. I thought it was a game. But they both cancelled each other out, and Mourinho's tactics made sure of that. It wasn't park the bus football, but it was pretty close.
Yeah. I'd say they tried to close the space for Chelsea to try and get forward, and the same with Chelsea as well. They made sure that Son and Kane were always marked, and they didn't get a sniff of the ball. But there were a few chances for Tottenham where Lo Celso came close.
But Tottenham only had 5 shots, 1 on target that whole game.
Yeah, that was a shot from Lo Celso.
Yeah, Chelsea had 13-3 on target, and I'm pretty sure Warner scored one, but it got ruled off by VAR.
Yeah, it was the first shot.
Offside. It was a very nice shot as well. Like, it was a very nice goal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it got ruled off. But other than that, there's not, like everyone will praise Mourinho for playing the way he played, because at the end of the day, he didn't lose. You get what I mean? He played City. He took 3 points away from that. He played Chelsea. He took a point away from that. They're sitting top of the table, right? You'd expect Chelsea to get to Spurs to get pumped by City, and Chelsea have scored more goals against Tottenham than any other top 6 team, right? So Chelsea love a game against Tottenham, but, you know, Mourinho shut him out, clean sheet. So, you know, as much as we are saying it's a boring game, I agree with Darren that Mourinho masterclassed it again. You get what I mean? And it will be exciting to see how he plays against Arsenal now. Because next they have the North London Derby. So it'll be real good to see what lineup he puts out with them. Because most likely Arsenal will go defensive again. And then we'll see how they play. So,
The North London Derby next week is going to be interesting. It's gonna show us where Arsenal's really at. In terms of, are they going to sit back and play their defensive based style, or are they going to come out and play expansive football? Arteta's going to have his hands full, you know, or his mind full with different setups, or, you know, it's going to be interesting how both teams go into this.
I agree.
Definitely.
I was gonna say we both predicted a draw.
Yeah.
You said 2-2. I said 1-1.
Yeah.
But honestly, the moment the first half started, I was like, this is gonna be a 0-0. it was just one of those games. I'm like, ooh, yeah. All right, let's move on. Next game was Arsenal versus Wolves.
Yeah, and before we start, we're wishing Raul Jimenez a speedy recovery.
Yeah,
right?
He
fractured his fractured skull against a challenge with David Luiz, which was a very scary challenge. Right? We don't want any player, like, no matter what team, to get injured. You get what I mean? So, like, a fractured skull, and for one of Wolves' best players, right? It was very unfortunate for him. So he's in a comfortable position in hospital now, which is good. But yeah, we're just, before we start, just, you know, speedy recovery to him.
Yeah, we wish.
100%.
Okay, so this game, this game is just, I don't know, it's just, as a United supporter, I'm happy that just Wolves won. Like, I wanted Wolves to lose just because the standings of Wolves, right? But again, I wanted Arsenal to lose because it's Arsenal. It's Arsenal. 13 shots, 2 on target. They finally scored from open play, right? After 5 games or whatnot. Right?
I think it came from a corner, didn't it?
Yeah, Gabriel with the header. It was a very nice header as well. I think Gabriel was a very good pickup for them for 30 million.
Yeah.
Right? He's done very well. William, again, not good enough. Again, he doesn't know. We say this every week. Arteta doesn't know who his forward line's going to be. Right? This week he played Willock and Saka. Right? You could have played Nketiah. Who did he bring on? He brought on Reece Nelson, right? Lacazette, right? But, you know, he doesn't know who he's going to play up front. He's got his defense set up, but he doesn't have an attacking line, which is very worrying for him, because if he doesn't sort that out, like, who's he going to play? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Arsenal's always been known as to be an attacking team, not so much of a defensive one. And their attackers this season have been, how can I put this?
Very
Absolute
poor.
shit.
Yeah.
If you look at the lineup, if you look at Arsenal's lineup, this is a weird lineup for me, because they're playing 4 at the back.
Yep.
I think Arteta was under pressure to try and change things up in this game, to try and play attacking football, but with I feel like he doesn't trust his players enough to be more expressive. Or this is something missing about this team. I can't put my finger on it.
See, it's. I feel like it's that midfield, that leadership. Like I said it against Brighton, Liverpool, where you were missing that midfielder, and then when Henderson came on, he turned your midfield around. You get what I mean? He gave it all purpose. He commanded everyone forward. He dominated that midfield where I don't see that leader in Joseph Willock. You know, Joe Willock, right?
Oh, yeah. He's still only young. I think he's only like
exactly, but you can't say that Danny Ceballos is going to lead their attack, lead their midfield. Granit Xhaka, last season he was flipping off the fans, swearing at the fans. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Rob Holding is too slow to sit with the centre-back partnership with Gabriel. I think, yes, I feel that if Aubameyang isn't scoring, then everyone drops their head, right? Because last season when Aubameyang was in form, everyone was playing through Aubameyang, right? You know, he'd attack, everyone was in the box. There was all these options, but now Aubameyang's not attacking, not scoring goals, so no one's stepping up. I feel Lacazette's not good enough. Not good enough. He hasn't been for almost 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel the opposite, where Aubameyang's head has dropped because there's no service.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's been no creative outlet to give Aubameyang the service that he needs to be able to score those goals. You know, he's won the the Golden Boot twice. He's a 2-time Golden Boot winner. He needs goals to survive. Unfortunately, I don't believe William's good enough to give him that service. Neither is what's his name? Pepe, the one they spent £72 million pounds on.
Yeah. I want to ask you the question. So there's pressure on Arteta at the moment, right? There's no doubt about it. There's not that much pressure, but there is pressure, right? If Arsenal lose to Spurs, right, and they get like, they play the way they've been playing. They play the way they played against Villa and Wolves, and Spurs play really good. Do you think there'll be more pressure on Arteta building? Like, will there start being questions about his role if they lose to Spurs?
I don't think so.
No? What about you, Darren? Do you think there will be pressure on Arteta if they lose to Spurs?
Look, I don't. I think Arteta will be given time. I think Arsenal are a mess. Aubameyang is a great striker, and he was made captain, signed a contract. There's a lot of kerfuffle about him. Pepe hasn't worked. He certainly hasn't justified the money. I think you were right what you said about their midfield. They have no midfield. They can't carry the ball from their back line, which they're also playing out from the back, which is not how they did things at Arsenal. So that's new for them as well. But I don't think they have anyone to supply the service to Aubameyang. Pepe's not worked out. Lacazette is off form or just not good enough. I don't think Danny Ceballos is good enough either. Real Madrid didn't want him.
Yeah.
I think they're stuck with a lot of all right players, but they don't have any flair players. I think Arteta is in real trouble. I don't think Arsenal are going to do anything this season.
Yeah, I feel like the fans are going to get on his back, but the board can't sack him. I feel like the board is going to give him more time. And
no, I think the board will give him more time. I think they kept Arsene Wenger too long, and then they brought in Emery, and he was a disaster.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted to bring somebody in who knew what Arsenal was about. And Arteta, look, I think he got a lot of kudos from Pep, and being Pep's number 2 for so many years at Manchester City. And number twos historically in the Premier League haven't done very well.
That's true.
Um,
If you look at Steve McLaren, when he was
yeah,
number two to
Brian
Alex
Kidd, there's been a good few. There's been more than a handful.
Ferguson.
And good number twos are good number twos, but doesn't make them good number ones. And I think Arteta is going to be I think he has the potential, but I think Arsenal need to spend a lot of money. I don't think they're very good at the back.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of young players, but I don't see anyone who's going to help Aubameyang get goals.
Yeah.
I don't know where their goals are coming from, and I think they're going to struggle.
Yeah, it was quite funny when Willian came on as an Arsenal player. Arsenal players were hyped, saying that he was going to score 10 goals for them in the season. Like it's going to be a 10 extra goals for them this season. But if you look at Willian's record, he's never scored double figures ever in his Premier League career.
No.
So I don't know where they're going to get the 10 goals from, to be honest.
No, and look, Willian, if he was anyway good, Chelsea wouldn't have let him go there.
That's true.
Same with David Luiz.
Same with David Luiz, yeah.
But see, William got offered a 2-year deal at Chelsea to stay. But William wanted a 3-year deal because he's not getting any younger, right? No. He didn't want to leave London because his kids go to school there. His kids love it, right? So
he has a restaurant there.
Yeah, exactly. But see, when Arsenal come knocking, they offer you a 3-year deal at $50K a week, and you don't want to leave London. Chelsea offering you 2 years. Yeah, you're going to go with Arsenal. You get what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think he's going to get any better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to get any better. Unless he finds some dramatic form out of nowhere, I don't think he's going to get better. And I think for Arsenal to get better, like as a team, they have to do a massive rebuild. The board have to back him. The board have to back Arteta. They have to sign who he wants. And if they don't, then it's just going to get worse for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've lost you, Darren.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's fine. I was going to say, this is now Arsenal's 3rd loss at home in a row.
Yeah, which is,
and they're going into the North London derby next week.
Do you know what I really found funny about this performance? So the game when they played it against Wolves. 1 year ago on that day, they sacked Unai Emery.
Oh, wow.
Right? They had sacked Unai Emery 1 year ago on that day. And if honest anything, they haven't gotten better. Like there's glimpses of them getting better, but at the end of the day, you can argue that they're the same. They're the same under Emery that they are now under Arteta.
Not really. When Arteta first came on, he changed up the tactics, played 3 at the back, and he solidified the defense.
Look at them now; they're 14th. They can solidify as much as they want, but they're 14th.
Let me finish. So when Arteta first came in and solidified the defense, before under Unai, they were very, very leaky in the back, and everyone was complaining about the defense. Now I feel like Arteta wants to try and be more balanced, and he's trying now to play differently, trying to play 4 at the back because he's brought in Partey, believing that Partey is going to give them the extra creativity in the middle. But it's not working out. It's not working out.
But see, I feel if you're going to play Partey to control that midfield, I feel that you should let Ozil back in the squad and play him with Partey, because Partey would control that midfield, which would then allow Ozil to have that freedom to roam, and he would be perfect for Aubameyang at the moment, right? Because it wasn't that Ozil was bad. It was just his attitude was shit. It's just his attitude was shit. Ozil has glimpses of being world class. He's always been world class, but I feel like at this present time they need a player like Ozil.
I feel like Ozil would not. He's too arrogant. First of all, Ozil would not suit any sort of manager in the Premier League. He does not track back. he's too selfish, in my opinion. And this is why Arteta has not registered him for this season. We'll see what happens in January. Maybe he might, but then if he does get him back in the team, that's just gonna make Arteta look foolish, straight out.
Yeah, nah, he'll yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I was going to say, we both predicted a Wolves win. You said 3-1. I said 2-1. Wolves ended up winning 2-1.
Yeah, beautiful.
We'll move on to the next one, which was Leicester City versus Fulham. This was a big shock for me.
Yes.
But I loved it. Fulham winning 2-1 puts them now above the relegation zone. And I love the way Scott Parker is celebrated. It's like huge relief from his face. It was great to see. It was great to see. What do you think of the game, Kamal?
See, I think my opinion on Leicester is that they ever since they won the title under Ranieri, I think they've always been a top 10 team, right? I don't think they could ever find that form they did when they won the league, right? I think they'll never find that form again, right? But I think that any top side six that plays them, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to play them, but they're bottle jobs. I think they're bottle jobs that they can't live up to that expectation of a top 6 team where you have to go to teams and you have to produce a result every game, like consistently. Yeah. Like, all right, cool. You played Fulham this week. You've got to beat Fulham. You played who they played last week. Sorry. They played Liverpool last week. They got to pull a result against Liverpool. Who do they play next week? They play Sheffield. They've got to go to Sheffield. And if they lose to Sheffield next week, you get what I mean? It just shows that they're very inconsistent to be a top 4 team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're barely sitting top 4 now. What is it? They're sitting 1 point away from where is it? They're sitting 2 points away from dropping all the way down to 9th, right? I thought the goals they conceded were their defense is very leaky, right? Their defense is very leaky. I don't think Schmeichel is the keeper he was 2-3 years ago. I don't think Johnny Evans should be their main centre back as well. It's like the Everton problem. I don't think they have the squad to play 3 in the back. But yeah, I don't know.
Interesting, because I still rate Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah, but I don't think he was the keeper he was when they won the title, right?
For me, in this game especially, Fulham played very smart. They defended very deep and
they hit on the counter.
And the reason why they hit on the counter is because they have young, fast players. Scott Parker was brave enough to sit his main man, Mitrovic, out for this game, knowing that he doesn't have the pace or the speed to hit Leicester on the break. So he started Cavallero and started Lookman, and
Cavallero scored as well. So.
Yeah, they both scored. I think Cavallero scored the penalty.
About time. 3 in a row. Yeah, 3 in a row. You know?
And well, honestly, they both ran rampant. They could have scored 3 goals in this game.
Exactly. But yeah, what did you think, Darren?
Oh, look, I'm not a huge fan of Brendan Rodgers.
Is that from Liverpool days, or is that from Liverpool days?
I think, Brendan gets the team to so far, but just can't get them over the line. I think he struggled. He struggled with us at the end. He lost his way at Liverpool. He did well at Celtic when he went up to Celtic Park. He did well with Celtic. He won everything up there. And he came back down to manage Leicester. And look, people forget Leicester were 2nd or 3rd for most of the season last year. And towards the back end of the season, they fell out of the top 4. Um, and I can just see the same thing happening again. Leicester will be there for a while, and then come March, April, they'll just drift away.
Do you think that lacks the inconsistency or the squad depth, though?
Well, they don't have squad depth. Like, if they don't have Maddison and Vardy up front, who else have they got?
They've got Harvey Barnes, they've got Tielemans. I think they do have the squad depth. It's just that Brendan Rodgers, his tactics, he gets it wrong sometimes, because they still have Mark Albright. They brought in Cengiz Under. They do have some decent players, but I think Rodgers just doesn't know what to do sometimes.
I think he tells everyone his fucking tactics every time he gets a chance to get in front of Sky. That's probably one of the reasons why he struggles so much, because everyone knows what way he's going to fucking play because he tells them before the game starts.
He does.
He's a typical Irishman. He never shuts the fuck up. Sometimes you have to let people maybe guess what his selection will be. Look, I think Tillman's is a good player. I think Vardy's a great player. I like Maddison. I like Maddison as well. I think Kasper Schmeichel's still a good goalkeeper. I think they have the makings. But again, the team that won the Premier League has been stripped down. Like, they lost Chilwell to Chelsea. They lost N'Golo
Mahrez.
Yeah, Kante, Mahrez. Yeah.
They lost three really their best players.
Key players, very key players.
And were taken out of that side. And then they lost or got rid of Ranieri.
I think the way also, I've never forgiven Leicester for the way they got rid of Ranieri.
It was disgusting what they did to Ranieri.
He made half of that team international players, and the way they just dropped on him, they just gave up on him.
And he wasn't doing that badly. He wasn't doing that badly when they got rid of him.
But they expected too much after they just won the season, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't that they could ever go back to back, because I don't think they could have ever gone back to back.
No.
Yeah.
Right? You had United had gone in a shit season. It was the season after. I think it was the season after Fergie, or
No,
two.
that was
Fergie
left in 2013.
And it says a lot when it was Arsenal that were the ones that were closest to Leicester. It was Arsenal. It was Arsenal. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Arsenal. But
at that time, Chelsea was trying to rebuild. But Man City should have done something. I've never forgiven Leicester for the way they've done Ranieri, because I really liked Ranieri, and I thought he was very good. Dilly dong. No, I thought he was very good. I liked Ranieri a lot. So, I liked him. I liked him too. He was a very he was like the nice guy of football, I guess, back then.
And he used to he coached Chelsea at one point, right, as well. So he had Premier League experience. So All right, we'll move on to the last one, I guess.
I was gonna say in that game we predicted a Leicester win. You said 4-1. I said 3-1. And how wrong we were. Oh my God, Fulham. I'm happy for Fulham. I'm really just happy for Fulham.
Exactly.
All right, last game. West Ham versus Aston Villa.
This is a surprising one as well.
Not really. Well, it kind of was, but this game was just full of dramas.
Go on.
I was gonna say you expected a win for Aston Villa. You said 2-0. I predicted a 1-1 draw. And in my opinion, Aston Villa should have drawn this game.
I feel like they've brought in VAR to help the referees, right? But I feel like all it causes anymore is delay and confusion. Right.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins scored a second. Ollie Watkins scored to equalise, right?
Mm-hmm.
But called it.
Wait. Jack Grealish equalised from a shot from outside the box.
No. It was to equalise or for the second to score
the penalty.
No, was it a penalty or a goal?
He had a penalty and he missed.
Oh well, the Ollie Watkins one where they ruled him offside because of his arm.
Oh yeah. In stoppage
Right.
time,
Yeah.
Ogbonna was holding him back.
Right. So they've called it offside because of his arm, but they don't call the foul because Ogbonna's holding him back. Right. So I don't understand that. If it wasn't a goal, it's got to be a foul. But for some reason, they haven't seen it that way, right? And then they'll go, yeah, see, exactly, this one, right?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that's offside, but why is it offside? It's because Ogbonna's grabbing him and fouling him. Is that not a foul, right? So then they'll change the rule to fix it, and then come this week, some team will mess up the rule and then they'll have to change it again because they were like, yep, we fixed the rule for this, but now this rule's messed up. So it's just really confusing. I thought Aston Villa were very unlucky. I thought they had some very good plays. I think they dominated the game. But
they were the better team.
Yeah, they were the better team. And it was surprising without Ross Barkley as well, how good they played.
They played well, but I felt like Aston Villa was kind of desperate to try and just at all costs, just give the ball to Grealish.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happens when you don't have Barkley in that midfield presence anymore. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that win boosts up West Ham to 5th.
Yeah, this is their 4th win now on the trot. 4th or
right. What is it?
I put outside.
3rd win, right? So, and United play West Ham now. So I'm kind of worried. So what are your opinions?
West Ham Villa. I was expecting Villa to win that game, if I'm being truthful. West Ham, David Moyes, they're a mess of a club. West Ham, you don't know what to make of West Ham really, but the last couple of games they've pulled some results together, so they've obviously got something right. Aston Villa can beat us 7-2, and then they can get beaten by West Ham.
Yeah.
Without Grealish makes them tick. I think you're right about Barkley. I think they need someone that he can play off. I think they missed him, but West Ham, I didn't watch too much of the game. I only watched the highlights, so I can't really comment on like yous can of knowing what the ins and outs. But I was surprised. It was a surprise of the weekend for me, that and the Fulham result.
Yeah, exactly.
Them two results were quite surprising. I would have thought Villa would have won, and I also would have thought that Leicester would have won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I took some notes down for this game because I rewatched it. I thought overall West Ham were very lucky to come away with the win.
Well, bro, West Ham only had 2 shots on target and they scored both of them.
I mean, they would have been lucky enough to even get a draw in this game. Aston Villa were all over them, but I think they did miss that extra creative play in the middle because in this game it forced McGinn to go up a bit more. And I felt like McGinn plays better as like a CDM, like more defensive than an attacking threat because he can't shoot. his shots are always over the bar. So they did miss Barkley, and it's just I can't believe Ollie Watkins missed that penalty. He sent Fabianski the wrong way, and it hits the crossbar. It's just, and
Not your dad.
And Dean Smith, knowing that Ollie Watkins doesn't have a good record in front of at the penalty spot, he should have picked someone else to take penalties in this game. To be honest, but that's the Premier League. You never know what's going to happen, man. We're trying to predict the unpredictable here every week.
Oh yeah.
And
I thought it was a decent week, low scoring games, but I thought surprisingly, it's good. And next week next week there should be some good games also. It looks like some good games.
Yeah.
Right, there's Chelsea Leeds, which is a good game. United West Ham, Man City Fulham, which would be attacking. Hopefully,
Arsenal Tottenham. It's going to be hard to
Arsenal,
pick
Tottenham,
our. It's going to be hard
Liverpool Wolves as well.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pick our match of the week to watch for that one.
No, I reckon it'll be the North London derby. It's got to be. It's got to be.
All right.
It's got to be.
Okay, so
Right.
that concludes all the games that we've just recapped. That's all we have for you right now. We hope everyone stays safe and does well. And we'll see.
And thank you for Darren for joining us on
Of
Match
course.
Day 10 recap.
And of course,
No problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, boys.
No, of course.
No worries, no worries. Thank you for coming on. And we'll see you guys later.
Pleasure. See ya.
See you guys.
Ooh.
Take care.